Is it moved into or moved into? I suppose I am confused in general about the use of into versus into for this case, though. Consider the sentence, I moved into my apartment today, as opposed to I moved into my apartment today. I like the sound of moved into, but is moved in like an idiom that needs to be left in that form to work? Any assistance in sorting out my confusion would be greatly appreciated.
The verb is move. Into is a preposition complemented by my apartment. The construction contrasts with that found with a phrasal verb like give in, which requires to be written separately in a sentence like I gave into temptation and had another beer.
At this URL, the colons entry for a move in is move in. AHD says this is a phrasal verb, so a said expression, VB, mainly adverb, also preposition, also one preposition, move into, to occupy or take possession of a new residence, place of business, etc., or help someone to do this. I'd prefer them to have. Move INVB, multi-word, mainly used without an object, can also be used in this sense with an object. The variant move into is usually preferred though when used with an object to occupy or take possession of a new residence, place of business, etc., or help someone to do this. They moved in last Thursday. We're moving into a new flat next week. Notice that a move into in we're moving into a new flat next week has a different meaning from a move plus into in say the basilisk moved into the side passage.
If you mean to switch residences, then make it two words because move in is a phrasal verb there. Prepositions and phrasal verbs become adverbs, and therefore, it is wrong to mix the adverb in and the verb move in with the preposition to. If you mean to walk into the building, then make it one word because the verb there is move, and into tells us where you have moved, walked. I'm sure you mean to change residences, so make it like so. I have moved into my new apartment today. Sources. This URL. This URL. This URL reasoning.
Into is like onto, both necessarily dictate movement. I moved it onto the table, but I put it on the table. Going into any space describes the action of moving from another space to that one, thankfully. Going into any space describes the action of entering that space for a reason. We moved into the apartment, or we moved the table into the apartment are fine, as is we put the table in the apartment, but we cannot say we moved or put ourselves in. Here, we moved into is a misnomer for we went into. We moved into might work in grammar, but idiom insists we use that form only in special circumstances, as when soldiers moved in to clear the enemy out. There, it should be clear that the area or place or space into which they moved is not clearly specified. Their movement in and the enemy's out are conceptual. Grammatically, that's the same as we moved into clean. But idiomatically, we would normally only ever say we went into clean. Because in both cases, into means in for the purpose of cleaning. Only if we were using sports-type terminology to compare our operation to a military mission might we say that we moved into clean.
If you want to support the channel, please consider